Alright, what's going on everyone out there on YouTube, NES Ruler, and welcome to a brand new review. And this time around, we'll be checking out a film that was sent to me review by Synapse Films, and you could pick this up right now on Blu-ray. It is a film from the year 1987. It is a creature feature titled The Kindred. So, this is the standard keep case release of The Kindred. Very similar to the Massacre at Central High, which I reviewed for you guys last month. This first came out in a steelbook release, and a year later, we now have the standard keep case release of The Kindred. So if the steelbook, it wasn't your deal, I'm not a big steelbook fan myself, now we have the standard keep case release of The Kindred. So, what do I think about this film? Well, this was a movie that many people wanted to come out for years and years and years. It hasn't had a release. Many people were fond of it and really wanted it to have a release. And like typical Synapse, it took years and years and years for them to remaster it and do what they have to do to put it out. And finally it came out. And you know, you get your usual high quality Synapse release with this one. I mean, the picture's really good, features, we'll get into that in a little bit, but just another very high quality release from Synapse Films. So what do I think about The Kindred? Well, it's your late 80s practical, gooey and gross creature feature. I mean, it's fun. It definitely delivers in the effects, obviously. If you have a creature feature from the 80s, you hope it delivers with the effects. And this one definitely does deliver with the creature effects. It's really good. So we basically follow Kim Hunter's character, Amanda Holland. She is like this scientist who has been experimenting with this idea that she is able to bond cells together to create a human. And her character John, her son John, is also a scientist. And one day, Amanda has a heart attack and dies, and John goes to her estate to take care of her affairs. And she hears about this brother that he has named Anthony, and he's never heard of this brother or anything like that, so he's trying to find out who Anthony is. And as the film goes on, we learn more and more about this experiment that his mom was creating with these cells and bonding cells and doing this scientific thing to create this creature basically without, you know, having to have, you know, in a lab, you know, in a test tube, not having to have, you know, a creature birth. So John is trying to find out who this Anthony is, and as the film goes on, of course, the creature starts to appear more and more. The film doesn't have that high of a body count. Not that many people die, but it still is entertaining enough when the creature shows up. Like I said, it's very gooey, very gross, very nasty. The effects are really good. The puppetry is really nice. Anthony looks really good whenever he does show up. He doesn't really show up until the last, like, final act of the film that we really get to see Anthony. But when he does appear, he looks really good. Just trying to, you know, kill John and his scientist buddies who also come up to his mom's house to settle his affairs because, like I said, John is a scientist as well, so he asked some of his friends to come up to, you know, box things and goes through his mother's research and things like that. So they're just trying to survive Anthony's wreck and survive, and that's basically about it. It's your simple creature feature. Not that much going on with the narrative. It's very generic with the narrative. You know, a scientist goes mad, somebody tries to end their experiment and their disaster that they created, and that's basically about it. But it's still a really fun movie. I was definitely glad to see that it finally has a good release. Like I said, the picture quality is really nice, like you usually get from Synapse Films releases. The audio is really good, and the features are really good as well. Like I said, we have a brand new 4K master, 5.1 stereo track, brand new 5.1 stereo track. Sounds really good. We got a commentary track with the director, and then we get a 52-minute brand new making of documentary on the film. I love Synapse's making of documentaries. If you guys have listened to my review of Massacre at Central High, you know I praised that documentary on that release. It's just absolutely great, and this one really does deliver in the same sense. The stories that they tell of making this movie and the creature effects and what they had to do to get the creature to do what they want. It's just really fascinating. like I said, it's 52 minutes, so it's quite lengthy and really a good watch. I highly recommend it if you guys pick up this release. You give that feature a watch because it's really worth it, and a lot of time and effort you could tell went into making that feature. And then we got another 18-minute featurette with the makeup artist and the creature effect artist talking about the creature and some never-before-seen behind-the-scene footage of them making the film and the creature and how they make it work and all like that. Really interesting featurette as well. And then we got, some TV spots and trailers that you usually get from Synapse and English subtitles. So, really nice release from Synapse. Very glad this film finally has a release. Like I said, it had quite a fan base, so it's finally nice that this finally came out. This late 80s, not a hidden gem, but late 80s, lost creature feature film. So, you can pick this up right now, like I said, from Synapse Films. You got your disc and your usual booklet from Synapse that talks about all their other releases. So, nice release from Synapse as always, so pick it up online at all your favorite retailers. So that's my review of the Kindred. If you guys like this review, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NESRuler22. Thanks everybody for watching, and I shall talk to you guys soon. See you guys.